So Arbitrum network, what is it? What does it do? How does it do it? So here we go. Arbitrum 1 mainnet launch and 120 million funding. On the 31st of August 2021, Off-Chain Labs, the company behind Arbitrum, announced the official launch of the highly anticipated Arbitrum 1 mainnet. A number of the top decentralized finance, DeFi, such as Aave, Balancer, Band Protocol, Curve, SushiSwap, Uniswap, are already looking to use Arbitrum to increase throughput and lower fees. Off-Chain Labs also confirmed that they had a Series B funding round which brought in Lightspeed venture partners for $120 million. This gives the company a valuation of $1.2 billion. Another notable investors in Off-Chain Labs include Coinbase Ventures, Pantera, Compound and Block Nation. So this is a substantial project. So what is Arbitrum? Arbitrum is a layer 2 scaling solution designed to improve the capabilities of Ethereum smart contracts, boosting their speed and scalability whilst adding in additional privacy features to boot. The platform is designed to allow developers to easily run unmodified Ethereum virtual machine or EVM contracts and Ethereum transactions on a second layer while benefiting from Ethereum's exceptional security. Arbitrum itself uses a technique known as a transactional rollup to record batches of submitted transactions on Ethereum main chain and execute them on a cheap, scalable layer 2 sidechain whilst leveraging Ethereum to ensure correct results. This process helps to offload most of the computational and storage burden Ethereum currently suffers from, whilst enabling new classes of powerful layer 2 based dApps. The New York firm Off-Chain Labs is currently building the Arbitrum product as well as an entire suite of scaling solutions. The initiative is spearheaded by Off-Chain Labs co-founders Ed Felton, Stephen Goldfeder and Harry Calder. Ed is a professor, Stephen received his PhD and Harry is a PhD candidate in Princeton University. All three are blockchain experts with a passion for making cryptocurrencies more capable. So how does Arbitrum actually work? Arbitrum is a type of technology known as an optimistic rollup. It allows Ethereum smart contracts to scale by passing messages between smart contracts on the Ethereum main chain and those on the Arbitrum second layer chain. Much of the transaction processing is completed on the second layer and the results are recorded on the main chain, drastically improving speed and efficiency. It's optimistic in the sense that any validator is able to post a rollup block and confirm the validity of other blocks, while the term rollup is used to describe how public information can be used to reconstruct a complete history of the chain from an optimized log of events. The Arbitrum protocol ensures that the code will run correctly, i.e. as intended, so long as any validator is honest, helping the network resist collusion and other forms of attack. Future versions of Arbitrum will also have two other modes, channels and any trust sidechains. As with many blockchains, individual nodes can choose to participate in the Arbitrum chain. Validator nodes are involved in observing the state of the chain, and full nodes help to aggregate layer 1 transactions. Aggregators that submit transactions to the layer 1 chain earn rewards that are paid in ETH, whilst the rest of the user transaction fees are distributed to other network participants such as validators. Now, Arbitrum also introduces a challenge step for rollup blocks, which sees other validators check the correctness of a block and issue a challenge if they believe it's wrong. If the block is proven to be incorrect or a challenge is proven unjustified, the lying validator will have their stake confiscated, ensuring validators always play fair or risk the consequences. The platform also has its own custom virtual machine, aptly named the Arbitrum Virtual Machine or AVM. This is the execution environment for Arbitrum smart contracts and exists above the Ethereum bridge. The set of smart contracts that interfaces with the Arbitrum chain. Ethereum compatible smart contracts are automatically translated to run on the AVM. Now, I found these questions and answers on their website. I think it breaks things down pretty good as to why Arbitrum is better than everything else. Of course it's biased, so please do your own research. This is all just factual information that's out there. I'm sharing it as to why I like Arbitrum. I can see a great use case for it. So what is Arbitrum? Of course, we've already confirmed it's a suite of designed to scale Ethereum. Now this question is really good because obviously being an optimistic rollup, it does add more layers to the transactions. It actually has more layers to its transactions in Arbitrum than either ZK Sync or Optimism, and indeed probably Matic too, although I've not checked those stats. So this question goes on to say, so can we use Ethereum to prove fraud on Arbitrum? If so, that's cool. But if fraud is committed, can we be absolutely sure that we'll be able to prove it? And yes, indeed we can. This is where the roll-up part comes in. The data that gets fed into an Arbitrum roll-up chain, i.e. the user's transaction data, is posted directly on Ethereum. Thus, as long as Ethereum itself is running securely, anyone who's interested has visibility as to what's going on in Arbitrum and has the ability to detect and prove fraud. This sounds complicated, but this question and answer are very, very important. How is the fraud proven? It sounds complicated because it kind of is, but if you break it down simply, it's not too bad. In essence, if two validators disagree, only one of them at most can be telling the truth. In a dispute, the two validators play an interactive call and response game in which they narrow down their dispute to a single computational step. Something small and simple like multiplying two numbers, for example. This one step gets executed on layer 1 and will be by necessity prove that honestly part was telling the truth. For a more detailed rundown, there are links on the website. Go in and check this out. Honestly, it's worth a look. So the dispute game obviously takes some time. Does this impose any sort of delay on Arbitrum's users' transactions? The only delay that's felt by a user is in withdrawing. Moving their funds from Arbitrum back to Ethereum. If users are withdrawing directly from Arbitrum to Ethereum, they must typically wait 1 week before receiving funds on layer 1. If users use a fast bridge application, however, they can bypass this delay period entirely for a small fee. Anything else a user does, i.e. depositing funds from Ethereum onto Arbitrum or using a dApp deployed on Arbitrum chain, doesn't incur this delay period. So what they're basically saying is that they're saying that there's an increased security level when you are removing funds from Arbitrum back to the Ethereum mainnet. And this helps prevent frauds in many cases because they want to move funds away from that chain faster. Look at things that have happened with Akala on Polkadot or in any other liquidity pools in any other chains like Solana hacks. They move those funds off chain as soon as they can. They'll get them off the Solana network, they'll get them onto a centralized exchange, do whatever they can. But with Arbitrum, if you try and move those funds away into the Ethereum mainnet, you will be delayed. So with all this in mind, how are they able to offer lower fees? Primarily, yes, this is the heart of where the savings come from. It's in the optimistic execution. However, there are a number of other means by which Arbitrum alleviates the burden on layer 1, all of which translate to lower transaction costs for end users. For one, Arbitrum transactions are submitted on layer 1 in batches. Typically, a single batch submitted in a single layer 1 transaction will contain several hundred layer 2 transactions. Batching amortizes the overhead cost of interacting with the layer 1 and thus offers significant savings over posting individual transactions at a time. Furthermore, the transaction data is posted on layer 1 in compressed form and only decompressed within the layer 2 environment, further minimizing layer 1 footprint. As we've talked about as well, the platform also has its own AVM. This is the execution environment for Arbitrum smart contracts, and it exists above the ETH bridge. The set of smart contracts that interfaces with the Arbitrum chain. Ethereum compatible smart contracts are automatically translated to run on the EVM, making the process itself faster too. So what makes Arbitrum unique? The project is designed to provide an easy to use platform that developers can use to launch highly efficient and scalable Ethereum compatible smart contracts on. They offer high EVM compatibility, robust developer tooling, of course low fees, and it is fairly launched. This is a privately owned network right now. In essence as well, we have to remember that Arbitrum has more than one chain. It will have multiple chains that run in parallel, and this crucial perk to offsetting and scaling technology is what I believe also makes it more secure. There's more layers, there's more parallel chains, and if you look at something like AVAX, that's got its 3-chain solution. This is something similar, but I believe with the roll-up solution it's actually even better still. So I think Arbitrum has a massive future in front of it. It's very developer friendly, very fast, very cheap, very efficient, and overall they have gone for security that I really like. But overall it's a roll-up and it's all about scalability and cost. It does that superbly by very, very clever means. Honestly, I don't know what else you can say. Please do your research, check out the Arbitrum ecosystem. It's already up and running. I'm into it an awful lot. If you want to know about airdrops and things as well that might be happening, please do join the free Discord. Links in the bio. Like, follow and comment for more. There's a lot of information. I hope you made it to the end.